thing I do, like I do two things. One thing that I've been doing is, if you know Storyworthy by Matthew Dix,
Yeah.
there's a concept he calls homework for life. It's basically
Yes.
noting down
Yes.
storyworthy moments on a daily basis. I read that about when I started my Twitter journey in like November of 2021. The first cohort that I joined, like the guy introduced me. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And I read the book. I haven't even finished the damn thing. And I just came on that concept, and that sounded really interesting to me, so I started doing it. That was one of the
Hmm.
first times where I was like, okay, just like fuck it and do it. And I've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
November of 21, every single day. Uh, that thing has become automatic now to me. In the first 3, 4 months, took me time, 10 minutes, what was there? There was nothing.
Hey, before you go on, explain to people that might not know that book. I know a lot of people have read that
Yeah,
book.
sure.
Explain really quickly because I know the concept and I have a file in my notes, right? So
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I fell off after a while. I was doing it every day and then
Yeah.
like just like in like a
Happens.
lot of different things. And now that you bring it up, it's like, oh man, I gotta get back to doing that. So just explain to people what it is and how you format it. It's very simple. It's just like, but tell me how you go about it and what you do with it.
Yeah, the basic concept is just that people say they don't have anything to share, stories, interesting things, and that's just not true. Like, as long as you're living life, there is always something interesting happening. It's just a matter of developing your perspective and lens of seeing those things and tying it to other ideas. So what it does is basically capture those story-worthy moments. And one of the big revelations that I had from reading that book was like stories don't need to be like big moments. It's like, okay, I quit my job. That's a big moment. You don't do that
Yeah,
every day.
yeah,
So what you do is play with your kid every day, for example, and have silly moments that make you think about life differently. It's a very tiny moment, genuinely, but it fundamentally changes something in your brain. And that happens to me almost on a daily basis. When I see her, for example. And it's basically capturing those small 5 second, 10-second moments and capturing them in a file because you won't remember. Human memory is horrible in terms of remembering moments. When you write them down, and you write them very briefly, you write cues about the moment. It's like, okay, my daughter did this, said this, and that is what I realized. It's like a one line, doesn't even have to be a sentence. It can just be words or cues or physical location. So that when you read it next time, when you're reviewing it, your brain will remember it. And that's how the memory works. I don't even do it now exactly. That's what the concept is from the book. You just take five
yeah,
minutes at the end of the day to review what was one story worthy moment. Maybe you'll have more, maybe, but you'll always have one, even if it's insignificant or feels that. Over time, I started doing it a bit differently. I kind of, again, developed my own thing for it.
yeah.
My notes are more detailed than Matthew Dick recommends. He recommends it to be shorter for ease of doing it so that people actually do it. But over time, since I've been doing it for almost two plus 2.5 years, I write. And I don't do it at the end of the day. For me now, after so long, it's real time. It's like, and it's pretty funny because when it is happening, my brain automatically goes, okay, this is something that you need to record because this is interesting. And I'm like, huh, why is this interesting? I'll record that also. So my notes are like 3, 4 lines, which is going against what Dick says.
Yeah.
So that is the only thing that I have which is recorded. And I even took it one step further that I have, and I don't format it. My thing is again, it's just messy as shit. It's literally a text file with a date and bullet points. It's like date one,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. And I do it real time. I don't do it at the end of the day, building up through the day. Uh,
Right.
then I started doing it for other things that I